We're back. We're going to talk today about how to choose the best SEO company or how to find the best SEO company. Be sure to follow along and subscribe if you like the content. It's going to keep improving and we're going to keep having more. And I want to make sure that business owners out there, niche website builders, Amazon affiliates can get as much valuable as possible out of the content that we're providing. So follow along. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you can be reminded whenever we have something new pop up. So like I said, we want to talk about how to find the best SEO company. It's a tough question. There's so many companies out there that are trying to sell you on them having the best SEO. So if you're a small business owner, especially a business owner that provides services from a remote location, like a roofer or a landscaper, it can be so tough to get through all this stuff and to the point where you end up wanting to do it on your own. Hopefully today we can help you figure out how to find a good SEO company. And a lot of times it's probably not going to be going to Craigslist. Let me just tell you that right now. If you go to Craigslist, it's more than likely you're going to get spammed like crazy. So if that's the case, what can you do next? Well, there's other services out there where you can, submit your job like Thumbtack or something like that. But again, it's going to be the same situation. You're going to get spammed like crazy. It's so hard to post and throw yourself out there without just getting hammered by, it could be 10, 15, it could be 100 offers that you have for your job. So if that's the case, then what can we do? Well, number one, you can go to Google and you can look for marketing companies. And number two, you can look at the message in the emails and the phone calls that you're getting from these companies. And what is that message? Well, the first thing that is important to realize is that you want to find a company that has a process. And why is a process important? Well, it's just like anything else. If you have a roofing company, are you going to go out and just say, hey, we can get the best shingles on your house? That doesn't mean much to a customer. Or if you go out and you're knocking door to door and sending out flyers, are you going to tell your customer, hey, we use the best roof cap that there is, and we can put so many more shingles on your roof than the next guy? Like, that doesn't make sense. If you're going to sell something to a customer, you're going to have a process. It's going to be laid out and it's going to make sense. So what's the comparison here? It's the same thing with an SEO company. If someone's coming to you and say, hey, we can get you a mazillion backlinks, just delete it. If they're going to say, hey, we can get you the best possible content you've ever seen, okay, great. But again, that's only part of the whole. Some roofing companies do say, hey, we use these great shingles. And it's great then if an SEO company says, hey, we use this for our writing. And if it's good, that's awesome. But again, it has to be part of a process. And why do you need a process? Well, because the number two most important thing is trust. So that is the entire point of SEO, is to build trust. Google and the internet as an interchangeable thing are all about building trust. And how do you build trust? With a process. That's all there is to it. And that process is going to include a number of different features. And those features are going to be as follows. So first of all, the number one thing that you need to do is optimize. What do I mean when I talk about optimization? Well, I talked about it in the first couple of videos. Title tags, meta descriptions. Huge, huge, huge. Then, once you get onto your website, it's all about the HTML tags. So the H1s, H2s, H3s, all the way down the line. Why is that stuff so important? So let's say you're a super successful guy. You'd be the best father in the world and the best husband in the world. You walk into a bar, you see the girl of your dreams. You walk up to her, but you weren't expecting to be in this bar, and you weren't expecting to find the girl of your dreams. So you didn't do your hair, you hadn't showered since last night, you forgot to put deodorant on, and you smell a little bit funky. You walk up to the girl, and you know that you can provide her everything that she's ever going to need as a father, as a husband, as a provider. The first thing she does when she looks at you, she's going to say, I don't think so. Google is that girl, and you are your business. So you may have the best roofing company in the world. You might use the best materials. You might have the best crew. You have the best job finish rate, the best customer satisfaction there is. But if you are not built correctly, if you didn't take a shower, if you didn't put deodorant on, if you didn't trim your hair and trim your beard, wipe the smudges off your glasses, Google is going to look at you and say, I don't think so. And what are some things that make Google say that? Well, there's a lot of stuff that comes from cheap SEO, like doing it yourself and hiring some Indian guy. So let's talk about some of that stuff. So when I say cheap SEO, what do I mean? Well, tons and tons of backlinks that aren't built in a natural way. Poor content that's really long. Keyword stuffing, using phrases like near me in your title tags and your descriptions. Things that make Google right off the bat look at you and say, you are trying to trick me. Because that's what that girl in that bar is going to say. It doesn't matter anything else about you or your business if you're trying to trick Google right off the bat. So we have to be natural, and we have to have a process. So when we start with H1s, H2s, H3s, your HTML tags, your title descriptions that are going to show up in the search engines, your meta descriptions that your customers are going to see right off the bat, that have relevant information about your company, like your phone number, your address, your name, all those things, that builds trust. Trust comes from a well-done process. And when I say cheap SEO, I don't mean inexpensive. I mean SEO that can be done by anybody, and in a way that can be poorly done, just to get the worst phrase in the industry, deliverables. So it's good if your SEO company's telling you about the deliverables that it's giving you, but when they're focusing on that over anything else, you're going to be in a bad situation. So what we really need to do, again, I cannot stress this, is have a process that builds trust. So the best thing that you can do is optimize your website completely. So get everything on a platter for Google. So take a shower, put on deodorant, put on some nice clothes, trim your beard, wipe off your glasses. That's what we're doing by optimizing your website, optimizing the title tags, meta descriptions, H1s, H2s, H3s. We get all that done. So Google can look at your website and say, okay, great first impression. Now tell me more about yourself. So then we go into content. We build more and more content, and we make things easier to understand. So when this girl asks you a question about your job in the bar, you don't just go on and on and on about stuff that doesn't make sense at a high level. You tell her exactly about certain things in your life. You tell her exactly about your nieces and nephews and how you like to play with them. You tell her exactly about your job and what you do. You tell her exactly about where you went to college, who your family is, what things you like and dislike. You break it down for her. So we're doing the same thing for Google. We're going to break it down. We're going to make everything that you do easier to understand and be well described. It's going to be very interesting for Google. And that'll still play well for your customers when they come onto your website because they want to know more about you. They want to see you as a real person, as a real business, as somebody that they can trust. It's all about trust. So the next step is that girl's going to go home and she's going to look at you on Facebook, and she's going to look at your Twitter, she's going to look at your Instagram, she's going to Google your name because she wants to know if you're a serial killer or not. And can you blame her? It's just crazy nowadays. She can either swipe left or right, doesn't make a difference, but she can't learn more about you unless she goes and looks everywhere that she can to find more information about you. And if you don't exist anywhere, that's probably going to be a bad sign. It's the same thing for Google. They see your website, they like it, they say, okay, this is a company that we can put in a top spot. But what does the rest of the internet say about them? So that's what we do next. We take that information about you, so your name, your address, your phone number, and a little bit about yourself, a little bit of a bio, and we blast it out across the internet. We put it in all the directories, in the Yelps, in the Yellow Pages, in the MapQuests, the Google sites, anything you can think of. We put your information there, so that when Google does an internet search for you, when you make a first impression on them, they can go there and they can find the same exact information all throughout the internet. Build more trust. So we've gotten to that point. We made a good first impression on the girl. She went home because she Googled you and she liked what she found. So what does she do next? She tries to find out how popular you are. And this is the key. So all things being equal. So you're just as good looking as the next guy. You smell just as good as the next guy. You took a shower recently. You have a nice beard. So does the other guy. You both wear glasses. She likes guys that wear glasses. Now what? She goes and it becomes a popularity contest, right? So she's going to ask her mom what her mom thinks. She's going to ask her dad, what does dad think? She's going to ask her cousin, what do you think? And she's not going to ask 10 guys walking down the street. She's not going to hold up your picture and say, hey, what do you think? These are the cheap SEO deliverables that you're getting from other companies with the backlinks. So they're going to say, hey, we got you 250 backlinks this month, and that's going to be awesome for your website. Well, sure, but what if they were from spammy domains in China that cost 25 cents a piece, and they built them all on the first day of the month? It doesn't make sense. It's not natural. And it's the same thing with Google. It's the same thing with that girl in the bar. She doesn't care about the opinion of those people. She cares about the high authority opinions in her life. Her mom, her dad, her cousins, her brother, her sister. That's what Google's going to do. So all things being equal, you and the next guy have a great website. Google's going to look and see what other people think about you. So not just your business card being everywhere, but what do the authority people have to say about you? So the Better Business Bureau, a contractor blog if you're a roofer. Is there a nice, well-written article in there with a link back to your website in a way that makes sense, and in an article that was clearly well-written and is helpful to people because they read it and they interact with it? Do you have something up on YouTube with your link in it? And if you do people interact with it? Do people watch it? If they see it, are they saying, hey, this is good stuff, we like it, we're gonna go and look at this company and support them? That's what it's all about, is getting the opinions of others. So for the girl, for Google, it's the same thing. She's going to be getting opinions consistently throughout a long period of time, and she's going to be looking for people that she trusts. Google's going to do the same thing when they're looking at your website. So what does this matter when we talk about how to find the best SEO company? I cannot stress it enough. It's all about the process. Find a company that has a process that they focus on and not just deliverables. The process is going to be what gets it done, because it's going to be natural and it's going to build trust. If Google does not trust you, you can have the nicest website in the world, you can have the best backlinks in the world. If they don't trust you, you will not rank and you will not have the customers that you're looking for. That is how you find the best SEO company. You find a company that knows a process and that sells you on that process. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comments. Again, we want to hear more from you. We want to put out more good content, so be sure to subscribe, be on the lookout for more, and hit the bell.